Hello, everybody. How you doing today? What's up? I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, if you didn't know. All right, so it looks like people are rolling in, trickling in. It's 4 o'clock on the dot. So hello. Today we are covering the Madeline Soto case. Tomorrow we're going to take a bit of a break from it and break it up, although I do have much more content for you. So just know that and keep coming back. Do me a favor if you can hit that like button on the way in. Yes, Dana C. Today it's Jennifer Soto's second roommate, Nathalie, and she's going to reveal shocking information to the police. If you haven't heard this yet, you're going to hear it now on Guilty of Crime. We put a FOIA request in for these documents and audio, and this is what we received. So I don't know if you saw this anywhere else, but you're seeing it here for the first time. So we have lots of information coming out. We have more information coming out, new content again next week. Tomorrow we're going to cover the Diddy case and kind of what happened today, but really we're going to get into the celebrity list and also talk about censorship and what's happening in that case. It's pretty crazy. So thank you all for being here as you're rolling in. What's going on? Don't forget, hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. This is our new trigger warning mascot, and I think it's very suiting for this case in general. Every time I cover this case, I forget how many trigger warnings we actually need. This is a case that, Emma Joy, we need a Guilty of Crime potato sticker. Well, guess what? We have some new merch, and it's not potatoes. It's going to be really cool that you're going to want to wear, and it does say hashtag I took my meds, something like that. And it's got that. I don't even know if I said it right, but Carly's working on it. It's the Guilty of Crime logo and the hashtag that we've been talking about. So trigger warning, potato head. It's an evil potato. All right. So that's just a little bit of fun and we'll get into it. I've got some pictures for you guys that you probably haven't seen before. Bree brought them to me today. So I wanted to show them in another episode, and I'll say hello to you all in 1 minute. Hello, Sherry McConnell. How you doing? You guys do me a favor, hit the like button. If you have the means to donate memberships, please do. If you have, super chat, super stickers, all that, this is a fan funded channel. I also have my PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo below. If you don't have the means, hit the like button and share with your community. That's enough for me. So Sadie's mama says not doing well in Florida. I'm sorry to hear about that. You and a lot of people have been messaging me today, and I think mental health is important as well as physically, because mentally a lot of people are suffering and thinking about what are they going to do about it, what's going on. So hello to H Ghostify. How you doing today? I have some beautiful pictures of Madeline, and I will say I learned this yesterday. Madeline liked to be called Madeline. So this whole time, I think that it was the spirit of things and me saying Maddie and thinking, I thought the whole time that Maddie wanted to be called Maddie when in fact Madeline wanted to be called Madeline. So I'm only bringing that up, not to be petty, but to say if you guys can call her Madeline, it's something that she preferred. And now that I know, I'll respect that. I don't think in spirit she would mind. I think the fact that we're keeping her case in the light, she loves all of us and she's our angel, but Madeline Soto it is. Hey Millie, how you doing? All right, no electricity for machines. Maybe you should get somebody, see if you can get a generator, Sadie's mama. There's a lot of people here. Sea life, I was surprised by the tornadoes, more scary than Milton. Right. A lot of people are having trouble with power, internet, etc. I don't know if you guys have somewhere to call or what to do. Please arrest Jennifer Soto. But if you guys can, you can exchange numbers and chat, emails, whatever you want to do, please do that. Help each other out. I'm in California and my big storm hit in March and I'm still suffering the no roof, no ceiling. So I'm with you. I'm hunkered down for the storms that come here. I'm with you. And yeah, so prayers to Florida and surrounding areas. Melanie Copeland, thank you for bringing Wyatt. I went and lurked on the channel a little bit, and I saw Wyatt hanging out in chat yesterday or last night, and I didn't want to be rude, so I figured I'd wait till Melanie brought Wyatt over. Thank you, Maggie Torres De Los Medel 1499 super sticker. Thank you for kicking it off. Anybody else that wants to help, please do. Again, fan funded channel. Wyatt, how you doing, buddy? Yes, Miss Melanie, I did. It's good to see you. Good to see you. I love listening to you chat. All right. Always going to throw y'all up there. PGH Dev 412. Justice for Madeline. Now let's look at some pictures of her so we can remember what this case is about. But today we're talking about Jennifer Soto's roommate, and we're going to reveal her audio that was submitted to, or that the police took, and we'll go over that with each other and talk, etc. Let's look at Madeline Soto pictures. I've never revealed Grandpa Juan on my channel, and I've always said that Grandpa Juan loved Madeline, and I've always said that Grandpa Juan did not want Madeline to not have a room and did not want that condo being rented out like that, and in just carelessness for Madeline Soto and not having a room. So I know that, and I don't believe Jen one bit when she says, "Oh, my dad wanted them all rented out like a brothel." She didn't say brothel, but I threw that in there. Hey, Foxy Amazon, what's up, fearless leader Jay and fellow crime crew? I bet you guys can't wait for the new apparel. It's going to be really cool. It's going to say guilty of crime in some cool, not cheesy rainbow letters, and then hashtag I took my meds. We know that's Jen Soto and Stefan Stearns. That whole house, probably the dogs probably take meds. Everybody's anxious in that house. And we know a lot of people around here that do take meds, and that's okay if you take meds because you need them, but don't prioritize meds over your children. Crime to remember. Mwah, good to see you. All right. Let's you do need that. You do need that. It's going to be I use the word dope. I might be old, but it's a dope, no pun intended, hashtag I need my meds. I'm going to wear that shirt. And then it's so cool because it's like you're walking around guilty of crime and people look at you crazy. They look at you like, what, you're guilty of crime? What's guilty of crime? Who's guilty of crime? Guilty of crime. And then you turn around and it says hashtag I took my meds. So funny. You get funny reactions when you have a shirt like that. And you can get into the channel too. You could say, hey, go watch Jay Guilty of Crime. All right. And I do take case suggestions. So you guys have my email address. Mods will drop it in there. Michelle, how you doing? Chat's flying fast. So tell me what you got there. H Ghost Fight. Can I mention something? I'm posting on Reddit, of course. Just make sure you catch me. All right. Let's show Madeline. Before we get started, let's put some pictures up. One first picture is with Grandpa Juan. And you guys can tell me in chat if you've ever seen these before. I know Grandpa Juan loved her. And I know that she slept with him when she was younger. And I don't mean in a bad way. She used to sleep in his bed before he moved out of that condo. She, you know how she didn't like to sleep alone. She used to sleep with Grandpa Juan when he lived downstairs. As a loving grandpa, I would suppose, I hope. And then Stefan Stearns moved in. Grandpa Juan had the downstairs room, the one that Jen Soto ended up moving into, where they found the other white croc, I believe. All right. So, and Melissa Johnson, I did not get a message from you. You got to email guilty of crime by j@gmail.com. I have like 17 different platforms with emails or mails. Yeah, I'm sorry, Melissa, but please do email me. All right. And you can chat and I'll try to pick it up. So Yes, that sure does absolutely say guilty of crime. It doesn't say with Jay Scott though. I don't know if I wanted. I don't know if you guys want that. So it's up to you. But all right. So Juan owns the condo. That's Grandpa Juan. Beautiful Madeline. All right. So Jen should have made her feel safe enough to sleep alone. I agree. I agree. And I do believe that she probably wouldn't feel super safe living with a bunch of rando people in and out at that age. I know my daughter doesn't like when there's people over, she's ready for them to go home. And she'll tell you, it's time to go home. I need my mom. Get out of here. All right, Grandpa. And then, okay, so I wanted to show you the love in this picture because even though Maddie's little, I see the love in Tatiana and Tyler Wallace's eyes. Every time I see a picture of Madeline with them, I see how much they loved her. And just because you don't see your child every day, they live across state. I know there are a lot of people that have those circumstances. It doesn't mean you don't love your child unconditionally. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to go sue Potato Head potentially for the things that she's done ultimately. So let's say prayers for that and hope Madeline gets complete and utter justice. All right. All right. I'll do whatever you guys want. Carly's putting the t shirts together. Carly's the one that handles the store. So Carly's the one you should tell because she's the one that makes really cool stuff in the store. She does leggings and water bottles and all the stuff that I don't have time to think about. All right. Yeah. Beautiful, right? Man, I have a soft spot for Tyler and Tatiana, no matter what anybody says. All right, do one of each. Yeah, we could do one of each. I mean, it just depends. We're gonna do some other stuff, but that's a good idea. She didn't have a luck. Yes. Ma, back to you, Wyatt. You guys will have to keep. You're gonna have to get Wyatt up to speed on this because Madeline Soto didn't have a room, and a half a room you cannot lock. All right. It does look like a family. They look beautiful. All right, let me finish up the picture so we can get into the audio. I wish I knew how to show both, but I don't. Oh, so sweet. You guys tell me how sweet that is. I want to put that on my phone. I want that in my background. She's so cute. Oh, all right. Hello, everybody. What'd you miss out on, Sadie's mama? All right. Beautiful pics. Absolutely. So stinking cute, right? And shout out to Yasmin just joining in. Hello. Isn't that the cutest little thing ever? Madeline looks like Tyler. She looks so much like a little mini Tyler when she was younger. That's like his mini me. And Daddy, oh God, that just breaks my heart almost. It's so cute, and then it just breaks my heart. So that's Tyler Wallace. That's Madeline Soto. And a lot of you guys haven't seen these pictures that I'm presenting today. Thanks to Bree, our moderator, Gothic Bree, that sent these over to me, and we put them in our folder today. Just a beautiful angel. Yes, Bree sent the pictures. I don't know if she sent those in group chat, but I got them and put them on up. I put them on my where all my other stuff is on my server. So let's keep going and then we'll get to the audio. Beautiful angel. And there you go. Another beautiful picture that I bet you guys have not seen. I haven't seen it, and I've been deep in this case. So to me, this looks like Tyler's mom and Tyler's either dad or stepdad. Someone will have to tell me, but look at how beautiful they look and how cute looks. Madeline could have just thrived. She could have thrived, and if somebody would have taken care of her and protected her. Yes, I love that too. And that is Tyler's parents. I just wanted to make sure it was his biological parents because I didn't know for sure. Didn't want to say that. All right. What is up, overprotected? 11111. And I only say that so I can say prayers for Madeline Soto. All right. All right, let's go. So you know what? I don't know. I'm not sure Ghostify, but I do put these on I never have anybody say they're not meant for somewhere. So I do put them on my shows to show people what's going on. So they're nowhere except I'm showing them. So, do me a favor and shoot Bree a text because I'm not sure what's going on, but we love these. And yeah, you guys can put them wherever you guys want to put them. But These are on today's episode to show you all that we love Madeline and we want complete and utter justice. So, Ghostify, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is beautiful pictures and a remembrance of Madeline Soto. All right. So I don't think you understand where I said I put them. Talk to Bree, please. All right, and then beautiful pictures, and we've seen that one, and that's it. So justice, and we want complete and utter justice. I mean, we're not here to, you know, sell pictures or show exclusive that no one else has. You guys, I get them, and I want to put them up so everybody can remember. Today, crime remember, I am talking about Natalie, the second roommate. Shocking information. Ghostify was saying that the pictures weren't for here, but I don't. If somebody gives me the pictures for this case, I want you all to see them and show the love for Madeline. Make sure we keep our chats real nice and we keep focused on what the topic is. Justice for Madeline Soto and hashtag arrest Jenn Soto now. Right. All right. So let's get into the audio. It's quite a lengthy audio. I don't even know I did my phone. Bree, if you could message me or text me, not an audio, just shoot me a text real quick if you're listening. All right, let's get to it. This one wasn't transcribed, synth. So if you want to type stuff in chat for them, you can. I don't have any notes on Nathalie Rosero. Natalie R, we'll call her, but that's Jenn's other roommate. Sec. I pressed the wrong thing. I keep doing that. I'm sorry, y'all. Every time I touch it, it does that. Hold on. Can you guys hear it? Um, 1 second. There. Now you can. No, you can't hear it? Okay, hold on. Let me do this. 1 second. All right. Let me Huh. Why is it not playing? Let me switch it again real quick. Oh, you can actually hear it. They're not talking yet, y'all. That's why I gotta just know that I'm playing it. I like stopped it and everything. Hold on. I had it going, y'all. I think it's delayed a little bit sometimes. So let me know.
I can save your number and like that.
Yeah, when I leave here, I'll give you my cell phone number. So then if we have to communicate, then you have that number saved and I'll talk about it.
For sure.
So before we start, if I could just get you to raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the statement you're about to give is the truth, nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge? So help you God.
Yes.
Okay. So you're kind of aware of what's going on with Jennifer Soto and her daughter Maddie and what happened with Madeline. I'm assuming you know.
I can tell you because I've been super like blinders.
Mhm.
I know that something happened to Madeline, more than likely in the property. And that obviously because a child's involved, naturally.
All right, I'm going to pause real quick now that I got it started. Ghostify, I also wanted to let you know that I posted my community page. I put your Reddit first. I have a new Reddit page that's guilty of crime, and we're going to start kicking butt on there. But Ghostify, I put yours as the top rated fact check 2 Reddit sites. So everybody could go over to your site and check it out, show some love, post things, and just be an awesome community. So no worries, no worries. I just wanted to let you know that I did that, and I'll keep on pushing your pages as long as you keep on fighting for Madeline Soto the way that you are. We do appreciate that. All right, so now we're getting into this audio interview of Nathalie, second roommate that we have not heard here yet.
DCF, and there has, for the sake of Maddie, there has to be a deep investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That's as far as I know.
Okay.
So, because I don't talk to anybody about this, I've been really at home. My boss gave me the time off, so like I've been just healing here.
Perfect. Keep doing that. This is a lot. And being that you were kind of close to the situation, it makes it that much worse for you, you know. So if you have family support and stuff like that, that is the best thing for you, you know. And if your boss is giving you time off, then it makes it even better. Yeah. If you're still getting paid, but it is what it is. So, all right, I'm just going to start kind of from the beginning. How did you and Jennifer become to know each other?
So I first met Stephanie Soto. She's my best friend.
Okay. Stephanie is Jennifer's sister. If I'm
yes.
not mistaken. Okay.
And I'm pretty sure we met in middle school, but we got really close in high school.
Okay.
And then getting close, like you meet family. I met her mom, her stepdad, and like little sister. Then met Jenn. At some point, once we graduated, all three of us moved in together. And I think we lived together for maybe 9 months, 10 months. Like between, I was like 18, 19. And then Jenn got pregnant with Maddie, and then she moved out. And then we all took our separate lives, but we stayed close. And because we ended up having children the same age, we kept the kids together. So Maddie was one of my son's first friends.
Okay.
So because my son is 12, Maddie's just turned 13. So that's kind of, in that process of raising kids together, like you kind of form like a sisterhood. And with Jenn, I always felt a little bit close because we shared just, I guess, similar struggles, like with anxiety. And like, I feel like she was able to share with me, like I was able to share with her, like just anxieties of motherhood sometimes, you know.
She's easy to talk to.
All right, real quick, I'm just going to recap that for you all. This is Nathalie, and this is Stephanie Soto's BFF, aka whatever you want to call it, Nathalie's. Yeah, this is Nathalie. She's great, and you're going to listen to some details today that you have not heard here. Also, best friends with she's the one that has the autistic son. So Jenn and her, I guess they bonded. That's Stephanie's BFF. So it's an interesting dynamic. And I know there's certain things that she probably holds back on saying because she is part of and friends with the Soto family. Now, not part of, but once you're best friend to somebody, you stay true to them. Quickly, let's welcome Wyatt to our chat. He's a great guy. He always has lots to say and lots of useful information. Yes, talking about the witness list, you're right. Tons of names sometimes they put on there and they don't always call them in. They do that to make sure that they have the names locked down on the witness list. So you know that you're not supposed to be saying anything. You're going to come. You don't start doing this or that. They just want to make sure they're secure in their case. Thank you. I saw that 420 Foxy Amazon gifted a membership. All right. Meds. Hashtag I took my meds. All right. Family of choice can be, yep, exactly, closer in blood. But you're going to listen to this because Jen's the person that we say hashtag arrest Jenn Soto, and she is a part of or friends with the Soto family. So I wonder if there's anything she's not saying that she doesn't want to say to implicate Jenn because she doesn't want to hurt the family. Anxiety, no one could tell. Yeah, we all have a bit of anxiety nowadays, right? I just hustle through it. 192. You guys are all right. Let's go. There's a long one today.
Yeah, and I felt like naturally me as a person, I'm very much like I want my peoples to do good. Like I don't want anybody around me to fail because that's a reflection of who you are. So even throughout this entire time, I've been helpful, like just trying to like help the family as much as I can. That's just the personality that I am. So I kind of gravitated to her because I felt like she needed that too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I needed a place to stay. I was, having lived on your own and then having to come back home.
Mm-hmm.
You crave wanting to have your own space at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And Jen had the room available, and I still happened to be a master.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to share a bathroom with anybody. And that's how we get to the point where I'm there. But our friendship spans from since I first met her.
Gotcha.
We just kind of developed that because I was best friends with her sister. We never,
Mm-hmm.
we till this day, she's her sister.
Mm-hmm. When did you move into the place in Venetian Bay?
2000. I feel like I almost made it 2 years. In January, it would have been 2 years.
Okay, so 2022-ish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you moved in, who all was living in the house?
Jenn, Maddie. There was and I never call her name. I'm very much in my own world always, but she was an older lady, maybe 30. I'm sorry. I forget how old I am sometimes. Sorry. But she was maybe 30.
All right. So this is Jennifer Soto's roommate, the second roommate, the one that has the autistic son. The first roommate that we interviewed, or I'm sorry, that we did on, I wish we interviewed them. The first one we did last week. So this one's Natalie, and this is Jenn Soto's, her sister, Stephanie Soto. It's Stephanie Soto's best friend. They had kids around the same age. So Maddie and this lady have a son and a daughter. She has a son. Maddie has a daughter. They're around the same age. Both of them have autistic traits, according to Jenn. So, yeah, poison control was called at one point. Kim Princess poison. You didn't hear the audio of Jenn Soto? Maybe you guys can fill her in chat. Fill her in chat. Poison control was called, and the officers asked Jenn Soto about that. All right. So we don't know the timeline of that versus when Stefan Stearns got left or moved out, but I think it was just a tiff between him and Jenn Soto and the breaking up. I don't know exactly what it correlated with.
9. But 2 years ago, I was moved in. I was 2 years. So I was 32. So she kind of seemed older to me, but she was always to herself, hardworking. And then Angelica, which she lived right next to me,
Mm-hmm.
and then myself. So we have 4 females essentially.
Okay.
Lived together.
4 females.
At any point between 2022 and now, did anybody move out and move in?
The older lady,
okay,
she moved out.
Do you know roughly when?
I want to say 6 months after, between 6 or 7 months after.
After you moved in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So summertime of 2022-ish.
Yes. I mean, because we didn't live with her for too long after I moved in.
Okay.
And I'm thinking the span 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it had to have been within the 6 months that she left.
Okay. So she moves out. Does anybody move into her room?
No. I think that they wanted to keep it open to possibly rent it out.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I wanted to rent it out for my son, it just wasn't something that I could do at the moment.
Gotcha. Now I know because I've been inside the house or condo, townhome, whatever you want to call it, and I see bedrooms are numbered. So downstairs is the master bedroom, then upstairs is 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So what number were you staying in?
2.
Okay.
Corner right, corner left with the master bathroom.
And recently, so within the last few months, Angelica was still staying there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what room she was staying in?
Next to me, so I think she was number 3.
Okay.
Pretty sure. She was to my, when it come in, she was my right.
Okay, and was anybody staying in number 4?
So, once this lady moved out, they had it open for a good amount of time. And then, so within I want to say the time that this lady moved out, at some point, Stefan moves in.
You
And
hear
the
that?
reason why, so like Stefan, for like the last 5 to 7 years, I want to say, has been like, he was part of the furniture type shit. Like he was in the surroundings. So like seeing him move in wasn't something that like, because at that point I had known about him and seen him, like it didn't seem like a big deal. I mind my business, right? Like I do my due diligence for me and my son. I can only ask that for like, the people around me. So in that situation, because he never came at me at all with anything, I didn't. I stayed in my business. I stayed in my little corner. He stayed downstairs. And then at some point they break up or they have something, some type of issue. He needs his space or whatever the fuck, he moves upstairs.
This is a great interview, y'all. I'm glad you guys are here today. Chat is popping. There's 537 people in here that are thinking about Madeline Soto and seeing this through, that we get justice. And justice means a lot here in this case. Yeah, court, couch potato, that brings a new meaning to that, what she said. And I think she is really giving us a good breakdown of the house situation. Now, with the other roommate, Angelica, she did not speak English, so it was translated, and a lot of times things get lost in translation. So, this is a really good interview to give you an idea of what was going on with the dynamics. Now, some things she might not say that we'd want to, but I also think probably because she's loyal to the family. I don't know. I don't know why she didn't get a gut feeling about what was going on. She was right there. The rooms are really in a tight spot upstairs. So really weird. I know you guys are talking about the numbered rooms and everything. And what I was told by the other roommate that lived there before was that because, and I'm not going to give it any excuse. I know it sounds weird and it probably was more nefarious than we think, but in the Disney area and thereby Disney, right? Disney World, a lot of people move in and move out. And so they just say, oh, I'm in room number 3, room number 4. They never really get comfortable there. It's just kind of it's almost like a hotel situation, which is never a good thing to do when you have children. But those roommates didn't hurt Madeline Soto. You know who did? Stefan Stearns and Jenn Soto. Justice for Maddie. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat.
Okay.
So, and I want to say he lived upstairs for like maybe,
thank you,
3 or 4 months. And then at some point he leaves. Once he leaves, I don't know what happens once he leaves. Then you start seeing him come back around just to like visit. And again, I mind my business. I'm in and out. I see him like, yo, what's up? Jen, you good? We keep it moving. Like that was just like the everyday life, right? Like that was it. So once he starts, at some point, I guess, at some point I didn't even know he was here. Like I had no idea, but that room ends up being used for him to be able to be there and help her if like she needed help with the dogs or something like that. Again, what I'm saying now is what pretty much, because I didn't understand why he was here. Like I didn't know he was here. So by the time I'm being told that Maddie is gone, I'm like, well, what do you mean? Who dropped her off at school? Stefan. Okay, well, what the fuck is Stefan here? Oh yeah, he stayed there overnight. I was like, what the fuck? But anyways, so like at some point, I guess because it was open, then that allowed him to be able to have somewhere to stay with, I guess, when he was trying to help Jenn with the dogs, something like that. But the point is,
bullshit.
Within the time that I stayed there, he lived upstairs for like 4 months, and then he.
Wow, what a story. And hearing this makes me understand even more why I don't like Jenn Soto. She doesn't even understand, but Stefan's there to help with the dogs? What? Veronica, how you doing? Show us the evil potato. Okay, okay. I'll do that. Look at that. Okay, trigger warning, evil potato. You have it. It's an evil potato. It has a knife. So this is our trigger warning. This is our new evil potato character. If you get triggered, let me know. And we did hit 555, so say a prayer for Madeline. And whoever came on here that's a realtor, yes, I said that before. You cannot rent out a condo like that. It's against policy to do that. It's against policy to buy a condo and then sublet it the way she did. Or you don't have to call it sublease, just rent them all out. You can't do that. So yeah, we did discuss that before. Wasn't this woman a friend? My friends would tell me if I felt something wrong. This was Stephanie Soto's best friend and a friend of the family. So yeah, Debbie, she was. But let's listen to her before we crucify her. I want to hear more what she has to say because she is giving us insight, and we don't know what she knows. But I hope she says more. I don't know if she knows more.
Dipped out. At any point, if they use that for him to stay at some point, if I didn't see him downstairs, I didn't know because I was just in and out. But from what I remember, he stayed there for 4 months, for like
Happy
4 months,
birthday.
and then he left.
Okay. So before we dive into that dynamic, relationship wise, so what was your relationship with Angelica?
So Angelica's a very nice person. She's a very cordial person. You can tell that that she comes from like a family that taught her like about her culture. She would cook a lot, and like I'm not the best cook, so like I like to learn and I like to see, and especially if the food smells good, me and my son are there,
Yeah.
So it ends up being like a little bit of like because Maddie was downstairs, we ended up watching her cooking together. But that's
Thank you.
as far as it really goes, because again, I'm an operation manager. I work between 40 to 50 hours a week.
Where do you work at?
It's called Integrity Reconstruction and Roofing. So we work in like plumbing and service industry, like the service, like plumbing industry. So we go to people's houses and
Gotcha.
Yeah. Fix their plumbing. But anyways, I pretty much run like 3 different departments. So I'm just always like in and out. But as far as like every time I talked to her, it was really pleasant, hi and bye. If I sat down and spoke to her, it was like we had like a Valentine's Day type of situation, because like we were all like at that point single, and like it's, especially for her, she doesn't really have anybody out here, so like we just try to do something special together. And I get to know her and her situation, but it wasn't anything like, I'm not like, even to now, if I check in with her, it's just to make sure she's okay. But like, am I talking to her every day? I never really spoke to her every day. If I spoke to her, because I saw her in the kitchen cooking, essentially.
So when you would live there, you said a majority of your time was spent in your bedroom. Any point that you would hang out in the living room? I know some of the living room was partitioned off for Maddie. Did everybody kind of gather around the living room, or did they?
All right, let me explain this real quick, because Wyatt, if you don't get it, many people might not get it. And Melanie, you're right. Just one interview that was derivative immunity. One time only. That one time it was a little over an hour, and that was it. Any other time, there was no immunity, and there's still not. She doesn't have an immunity, like a blanket immunity where she can do that, where she can just say what she wants and not get in trouble. And no worries, Wyatt, you're probably not the only one, because I see people talking about immunity, derivative immunity. It was just the one time. I want everyone else to know. When was this interview? I think, it was back in, I don't know. I'm going to have to ask one of the mods. We didn't put that in our notes, but I believe it was around the same time as the other interviews, possibly in May. It was after, it wasn't March, and it wasn't an interrogation. It's when the police officers wanted to get more information. March 1st, either March 1st or the 4th. One of them was done on the 20th. So I'll have to look that up. All right, let's keep going. I'll check it out.
Everybody pretty much stay themselves in their room.
So, if we gathered, it was because either like I was cooking and Jeremiah and Maddie were watching me cook, or we were having a birthday get together or Easter get together. Like we try our best to keep the kids together throughout the occasions, just because all of us are so busy throughout the week. And when I mean us, I mean like the group of kids. It was Maddie, Aloysia, and Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? So like those were the kids that were typically together, and Aloysia's sister.
Who's Aloysia?
It's Stephanie's daughter.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
So those were the moments that we would really congregate around that area. But as far as on a day-to-day, I was mostly upstairs, because if we were home, it's because we had finished going to school, picking up the groceries, taking my son to therapy. The errands of the day were done, and our time to kind of like calm down, start our night routines. That's the time that we were pretty much home. Is during the time that we're settling down, going to sleep, because then the next morning we're back outside. Either whether it's the weekend, we're out, we're either walking, hiking in the lakes, trying to keep ourselves busy. If I was home, it was momentarily take a nap, get ready, be out again, parents' house. So I just intentionally for my son, I try to keep myself really busy, because I work so much throughout the week.
Gotcha.
So if there wasn't really, in my eyes,
this is Stephanie Soto's best friend. That's who that is. Jen's sister is Stephanie Soto. This is Natalie, roommate number 2. Number 1 was Angelica. That's what we're listening to right now. Do me a favor, y'all. We have 590 people in here. Well, actually 600. It just moved 600 people in chat. Please hit that like button. If you have not subscribed, please do. Also share the content. All right. And if you do have the means to gift memberships or donate to the channel, super chat, super stickers, thank you. Sorry, I've been missing, but North Carolina is under a lot of pressure. Prayers to you, Ashley Valentine. All right. Stormcat says, have a great weekend. You're on a weekend? I'm not there yet. All right. And hello to all the people that are in here that I have not seen, or you made it to you got to your first live. Thank you.
The only time that we were really downstairs were when we were celebrating something or having like a special like little event or get together for the kids.
Ben.
All right. So Stefan, how long? Okay, so you've lived there 2 years. Was Stefan already living there at the time, or?
So I know, and like I said, he was very much. It seemed like he was part of the furniture type, like
part of the furniture.
He was just around for so long in the background that, like, I want to say that when I started living there, he was already like, if he wasn't moved in, he was already like settled in type.
Would it fair to say that he was already established there, like clothes and?
I think so, like belongings, but like really in her life, yes. Like he, believe me, like, and it's so weird knowing just the all little stuff that I know now because you're around someone for so long, and it's like you don't really ever know anybody like at all. But anyways, unfortunately, seeing him wasn't something. He, like I said, he was part of the background.
What was your relationship with him?
So I don't like, my only issue with him really was that throughout the time of, if they ever had like a fight or a breakup, the venting that I received from Jenn was that, you know, he didn't provide at all, and he didn't like. So, I mean, I have my expectations for someone that I'm with, and like we share those expectations, me and Jenn, and he just wasn't living up to that. And it was mostly because of whatever mental health stuff. Listen, everybody has a mental health I don't want to judge anybody, but those still got to get paid. And that was always my issue. And when I don't like to be ingenuine. So when I feel that way, I keep you at like an arm's length. Like I don't really get close to you like that. Like if I can't really fucks with you like that, like I'm not really around you being fake like that. So that was how I kept him. And again, very much part of like the scenery. Like he didn't stand out to
I
me.
wish.
Like,
would you consider him a friend?
No.
Okay.
No, because I never spoke to him outside of the hi and bye. I never had his number. If I know anything about him, it's because Jenn would vent to me the issues that they would have with a couple.
What kind of issues would they have?
All right, before we get into their issues that Jenn seemed to have, nobody really knew Stefan that was around there. I think anybody that talks about him, I know the other roommate, I know Angelica that came on here, they just said no, Stefan was kind of just there. He didn't really talk much. He was dirty. He was unproductive. He didn't work. He didn't do anything. He didn't clean up. Although the other roommate seems to, or this roommate might say that he cleaned up a little bit, or the other one, I can't recall, but he didn't do anything. Jenn cleaned up after him. Only that day that that night Maddie went missing, he started doing laundry. So that being said, I think that was a common theme that Stefan was pretty much just, well, part of the furniture. I hadn't heard that one yet. Yeah, why keep him around? That's what the other roommate said. Why keep him around? Jenn held all the cards. She pulled all the strings, y'all. It was her apartment, her condo, her money, her, everything. Her cars, her daughter, her. I don't understand that. And that's why I don't understand this case when Jenn Soto hasn't been arrested, because she's the one that was very much in control. Yet Stefan was there doing a lot of things to Maddie. Yeah, he's just a creepy guy. Nobody liked. Still doesn't like.
It's the having to, he was at the house and like, because he lived there longer than I did for sure. So, just not bringing in money of his own, really, not being able to hold a job and really whatever mental health issues he had, being that the crutch of why he can't do and operate.
Now, did you form this opinion prior to all of this happening within the last week, or have you talked to Jenn and you kind of came up with the same?
They've been together for they were together for 5 or 7 years between that.
7.
And this is feedback from all these years.
Okay.
So once we started living together, the venting, there was no communication in regards to the relationship, just because once you start living together, I want to be able to hold the peace, and she does too. And it's hard to let someone in when you live with them like that. I don't want, if she ever needed to talk to me about anything, I know that she would. But when we started living together, we didn't talk as much as when we did when we didn't live together. I would see her every day. If we took the kids to the pool, then we had maybe 15, 20 minutes to catch up while the kids were at the pool. But we wouldn't really talk about Stefan. I think it came to a point where she had talked and vented so much to me when they finally broke up, that
other than, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but did she come out and tell you the reason that they were breaking up is because he's not providing, or were there other reasons?
That was pretty much I think they were fighting a lot. And
what would they fight over? Do you know?
I don't know specific details. I just know that sometimes I would hear them fighting, yelling. But I couldn't really hear specific details. And then, I said, she really stopped talking to me once they got back together, because I think she felt kind of weird, her talking so much shit to me
Right?
about him breaking up and then at some point getting back together. She didn't really even tell us that they were back together, to be honest with you. So
Of course
like at
not.
some point within the 2 years of me living there, like she stopped really venting to me about Stefan and about the relationship. If there was really any issues of wanting to get a job, and I was really proud of her because she ended up having the job at the Disney concierge, and she was doing super well, like in that mental aspect.
You see, Disney concierge, that's not a job that you are just a dumb potato. And many of us in the beginning said, oh, Jen's just a dumb potato that doesn't know anything. Look at how dumb and naive. She was a substitute teacher. She had that job. She didn't work a lot, but she also wasn't as dumb as we think. And Jen, I hope you're listening. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. All right. I don't know where I got this, and I don't know where JoJo is, but JoJo got this for me, and we appreciate that. It's just called Pop Taters, and it's a Chucky Pop Tater. So you probably just Google that. That is our new mascot, and trigger warning. Jen knows how to lie. Yeah, it's funny, and I laughed a bit about her talking mad shit about Stefan and then getting back together with him and not mentioning a thing. Very interesting. What is a concierge? Concierge. It's somebody that runs it. Well, a concierge is somebody at the front desk that runs stuff, makes everybody happy. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's like accommodations at a hotel, right? Or an office. I don't really know, but you spelled that wrong, Wyatt. Blue Plum, how you doing? All right.
But like it wasn't really about Stefan. It was more like about personal, like having to, maintain this job, like, cause she's never really been able to maintain like a really good, stable job
Yes.
herself because of her own issues. So she was really excited about this, and those were the type of conversations that we were trying to have just to kind of stay positive. But I know that the biggest issue that she would tell me when she was venting to me was about him not being able to provide. I think at some point, once he started working, like he would spend money on stupid shit. It was always
Of
very
course.
financial, the issue that she would vent to me.
Gotcha.
That's sad.
How was all right? So when they broke up and got back together, when roughly was that? Do you remember? The last couple of weeks, months, year?
No. He had moved out. He had been out the house because remember he went upstairs for like maybe 4 months, and then he had been out the house already for like I think like between 7 or 8 months before I started seeing him again. Like it was like I want to say between 6 or 8 months before I started seeing him again.
All right. So within the last couple months, say December of last year up until now, how often do you think you would see him?
Maybe a total of 3 times, maybe. I think.
Anything like significant why he would be coming back? Or
Maddie?
just random times or?
I think the first 2 times I was like, I believe he just would stop by. I want to say.
Did Jen say why he would come by?
No, if I saw him, it was because I literally physically saw him, like sitting in the chair where he sit, and I like again just hey, good Jen, good, and then just go upstairs.
Okay. All right. What's your work schedule like throughout? Like, is it pretty consistent or?
Yeah, I have to be because I go by my son's schedule.
Oh, okay.
So I try to be out the house between 7:45. Well, I have to be out the house by 7:50, but like 7:45 is the time that I'm trying to like be out, and from there, I drop my son off here so that my parents can take him to school. He needs to be at school by 9, and I start work at 9.
I think so.
Gotcha.
So I'm typically here between 8:15 and 8:20, and then it takes me about 30, 40 minutes to get to work, depending on traffic. And I work in Ocoee, the office in Ocoee. So I'm there until Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm there between 9, I get there, and 3:30. Mm-hmm. On Wednesdays, I'm there between 9 and 2:30 because Wednesdays is early day.
Early day, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he goes to the street right down school right down the street. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the office work. Mm-hmm. Once I'm done with that, we either have dinner here or.
And we're only 26 minutes in. This is an hour and a half. So we'll see how much we get through. We've been here almost an hour, but I mean, I'm waiting for the information to talk about that particular morning. I know that the officer's building up to it, but everybody seemed to have a routine except Jenn Soto. She's the only one that didn't really have a routine. She talked about this time and this time, but the morning that Maddie went missing, it was all over the place. And I'm listening to her timeline, and I was listening to Stefan's timeline and Jenn's timeline, and it's all over the place. It kind of doesn't match this. So if Stefan was downstairs at 7:30, he would have had to, he said he came back at 7:30, 7:45. It's really weird. Yeah, MO put that up. It's weird because his excuse for needing it back in the community around 8:20 is odd. But we don't know the exact time frame of him coming exactly in and out. We still need to listen to the guard. Now, yeah, PG, you said, yeah, routine pill popping, though. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. They needed their pills no matter what. They were zonked out. I'm curious if Stefan Stearns hadn't come to help. Who would have helped with the dog and Madeline? Nobody would have. Nobody would have. It would have just, maybe Madeline would have missed school and it would have been better. But you know what strikes me in this? It's sad because they had a good thing, no matter what Jenn was doing with the roommates. They had a good thing with just them without Stefan. He would go away. Can you imagine Madeline's mental health after he'd be gone for months? Like she says, Natalie says he was gone for months, and then he'd come back. So he'd go and he'd leave, and then she wouldn't get double dosed, or she wouldn't be woken up at night. Him taking pictures of her, making her do stupid shit in exchange for other stupid shit. She had a good routine, and he would leave and then he'd come back 4 months later. That just doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense why Jenn, after him being gone that long and dating other women and doing other things, and her knowing that he had butt kinks, why she would let him come back after 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, however long, and just have free reign at Maddie. I cannot understand that. Yeah, that is insane. She definitely was not the mother that anybody would want to be. Madeline was more than capable of taking care of herself. Exactly. Both of them combined. Right. Yeah, my daughter will be 10 this month, October 29th, and she's much more capable than Stefan and Jenn all by herself. Oh, this makes me so mad. It really does. Stefan Stearns, yeah, right, is the devil. I agree. It had to have been the money, you say, Eileen. She did have low self-esteem, but yeah, there's a lot more than that to it. All right, let's get back to it.
I make something at home. Mm-hmm. So we could be home between, and that's like, let's say if I don't have to pick anything up, we're home between 6 and 7. We're home between 6 and 7. I finish like an hour of work. He finishes his homework. Mm-hmm. Then we start getting ready for bed, and we're tucked in by 8:30. I either fall asleep with him, mm-hmm. or I stay up watching TV and finishing work until I fall asleep.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'm going to now dig into kind of more detailed information. But before I start that, I know you and Jenn are friends. You and Stefan aren't necessarily friends. You and Angelica are kind of acquaintances too. And these type of investigations and the seriousness of some of these crimes, we need to get very, very detailed on specific things. Okay. I'm not going to ask you any uncomfortable things, which I don't think are uncomfortable. If you don't feel comfortable at answering some of the things, just let me know, and we can see if we can work around it. Okay. All right. So when the weekend of February 25th, 26th ish. So let's say that's Saturday. So we could go from Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. You were still staying at the townhome? Is that what you want to call
It
it?
was a townhouse,
Okay. You were still staying there, I'm assuming. Living there, I guess you could.
Saturday before everything happened, or yes, I was still living there up to recently.
Okay.
I moved out because I don't want to be in that house.
Right. Okay, so that's Saturday. Walk me through Saturday.
Okay. I want to say Saturday the 20th. Can I check to see the tickets for?
Yeah, absolutely.
My son likes anime, and a new Demon Slayer movie came out. I just don't know if it was that weekend or the last weekend. These last couple of days have been like one blur. Okay, so today is what day?
Today,
the 7th. Okay.
that Saturday would have been the 24th. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 24th.
Okay, so now the officer's starting to lead up. Now he was getting Nathalie comfortable talking about the dynamics of the household. Now he's starting to hone in on Maddie's birthday party, which was the 26th. So right now we're talking about Saturday. It wasn't the 26th, was it? I think that it might have been on the 26th Sunday. She's going to get into it, but you say Jennifer did it that Sunday night. So they're talking about Saturday and they're leading up to Sunday, and Monday's the morning that Stefan did everything that he did, took Maddie through the gate. They saw her mouth open and it all kind of went down. Yeah, Boston Chica, a fellow Scorpion, 11-1. Yeah, 10-29. All right. Meander. Oh no, we got Meander in here. All right, don't forget, y'all, hit the like button on your way in. 609 people in chat. I would appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't, and put the notifications, all notifications. I usually go every day at 4 o'clock, just for your reference. So thank you. Gifted memberships are appreciated. There are a lot of people in chat tonight. I'd love to have some more memberships going. Thank you. One more thing, the fact that this roommate's choosing to leave recently is part of this case. Wholeheartedly believe it. Plus, the tip line says she did. Interesting. Well, you know what? They are all moved out from what I hear. They're not in the condo, and I'm suspecting that that Juan is probably going to want to sell that condo now. So, yeah, we got Meander now. It's going to be back in our heads. Everyone keeps saying Meander in Millie's chat. That's funny. Funny. How many people said that?
Correct.
The Saturday was the 24th, which means
Thank you.
I had tickets to go to South Chase
Thank you.
at 7:20. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we were watching this movie at the South Chase Theater.
Okay, in the evening of Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. So we were there for 2 hours starting at 7. Well, it's like an hour and 45 minutes. I was starting at 7:30.
Okay. During the day, were you at home?
Let me think that day. Because we had a late evening, I believe, I'm just trying to think, because we're always like in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in and out. Everyone's in and out,
If
y'all.
I was home between, we left
Or feel something?
by 6:15. So from 6, okay. Because was that Sunday? No. I'm trying to think because we went to Lake Eola. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look up my financials. I pay everything with cards, so.
I don't think anybody pays cash for anything nowadays.
There's some places that don't
Right?
accept it. It's kind of scary. Okay, the 24th. Let's see.
I'm trying to gift. It's not letting me gift memberships. again.
Okay, I don't have
Hey,
anything on that day,
Millie.
so that means we went.
No. All right, y'all. For those of you that are here and you just came on the channel, green does not mean you can receive a membership. It means you're not a member. You have subscribed, but you're not a member yet. So if you do what you're doing and you chat and you hit that like button, it gives you the opportunity. Turn your gifting options on, and you'll be able to receive a gift. Hopefully, one of you that wants one will receive one today. Thank you guys for doing that. I just missed it, but now I saw Stella, Carly, and Cyn. Thank you for gifting a Guilty of Crime membership. I tried to gift some and it's being weird again with me. So I have 5 memberships to gift. I'm going to try to do it again while we're listening to the audio. All right, now we're getting close to, she's talking about Saturday evening. We're going to move into Sunday, and I'm assuming we're going to get into that Monday morning that Maddie went missing.
Could we have gone that day?
So did anything as significant happen on Saturday that you could think of other than?
No, we were
Thank you.
really just getting ready for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I at some point wished Maddie a happy belated birthday. I don't remember if that was Friday or Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember that because I felt bad because I had missed her birthday. But no,
Everybody missed it.
We probably woke up early. I don't have any transactions, meaning we went for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Came home,
Cute.
took a shower,
Thank you.
started doing my stuff that I typically do on Saturday nights. I was doing it before, so like that we can be ready for the movie.
Yeah.
But nothing seemed out of normal.
Okay. Now Sunday. You see the movie Saturday night.
Yeah.
Do you go back home Saturday night, or did you come here?
No. I
Come
went
back
home.
home. Okay. So Sunday, walk me through Sunday. What you did that day?
Pretty sure we went to the Lake Eola Park.
Mm-hmm. Morning, afternoon,
In the
evening.
morning.
Okay.
Yeah. They have, I think you guys know, they have like a market, a farmer's market.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this, he didn't like anything at the farmer's market, and he saw sushi on the way there. So we wanted to stop by sushi. We ate until we were there until I want to say 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started heading back home.
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
Thank you, Debbie.
The moment that okay, let me think.
Think real hard. Come on.
So let me just try to help you out a little bit. When you get home, is anybody home?
No, I got home a little bit on the earlier side because we had gone out so early, and we had been walking around, so my son was tired, and we kind of just ended up staying home by by 6:30. We're watching a movie, snuggled up. By again 8 o'clock, he's knocking out.
Thank you.
And my Mondays are always really hard, so I try to get some sleep before. But I didn't see anybody there when I got there.
At any point that night, did anybody come home that you know of?
I never really I always keep the TV so loud, which I'm not doing anymore. But no, in my little corner, I never really paid attention, I guess. But no, I once my son falls asleep, I can rest and I just kind of knock out or go into my own little world.
Do you keep your TV on all night?
I have a really bad habit, yeah.
Okay. All right. At any point on Sunday evening, Sunday night, did you see Angelica, Jenn, Maddie, or Stefan at all?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even know Stefan was here.
Okay.
right? Nobody did.
So Monday morning when you wake up, you said you are adamant that you got to leave by 7:45.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your routine, I know there's a bathroom upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's necessarily attached to your room, right? You got to come out of your bedroom to go to the bathroom?
No, it's inside.
And okay, so yours is
It's
inside.
a master.
Got it. Okay. So your routine is get up, you do whatever in the bathroom, come out, get changed, get your son ready, and you guys go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you go and you're leaving your bedroom, did you see anybody that morning?
No.
Okay. Did you hear anybody that morning?
No.
Okay. When you were coming out of your room, you have to pass bedrooms 3 and 4. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were either of their doors open?
No.
So they were closed, or you don't know?
They were closed.
Okay. When you walked downstairs and you were going out to leave, was Jen's dog wandering around anywhere?
Jen's dog is typically sleeping next to the couch.
Okay.
But I don't remember seeing him. Like,
Okay.
I usually see him on the couch. So if I tell you I saw, it's because I typically see him on the couch. But I can't really say if I remember seeing him.
Now, when you leave, do you remember if Jen's door was open or closed?
Her door's always closed, like with this much of space, so that the cat can come out.
Okay. Do you have?
I thought she was going to say she can usually smell Stefan on the couch when she walks by. You probably don't even have to see him. You're just like, oh, I can smell that dude. Hello, Sharon. How you doing? And Jen's a gypsy. What do you mean don't spiral? You want me to not get mad at Jen Soto? All right. Couch Potato is right. And hello to everybody that are just coming in right now. We're talking about the Madeline Soto case, justice for Madeline, #arrest Jennifer Soto. This is Natalie, roommate number 2, that was in room 2. It's Stephanie Soto's best friend and supposed Jen's friend. So I don't understand why these people, when we start to narrow in on dates and times and details, nobody seems to remember the important things. I cannot understand that. Guilty of crime. Crystal Burns. I'm so tired I fall asleep. I'll rewatch tomorrow when I wake up. That's okay. Love you and good night. Have a good night. Fluidity is speech is missing. Yeah, that you're right, Kaylin. That's pretty much all of these interviews, but I just don't understand why they start forgetting things. Why does this woman have such a hard time answering questions? Arrest Jen Soto now. I agree. Why is everybody when it gets close to the details? I cannot. All right. I have been watching you for a while and love all your input. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. All right. Let's listen to this. Lady, do hit that like button, please. This is Natalie, Jen's roommate in room number 2. Hit the like button if you're new. Please do subscribe and hit all the notifications. Michelle says, I'm sure you can smell rank vile beast. Stefan is a mile away. Imagine the stench. Poor Madeline. I agree. Yeah, this is just odd. Let's see if we get better details. Hopefully.
Happen to look, be nosy, or whatever it may be, and you look towards that to see if the door is open, or could you see anybody inside? Hear anybody inside?
No, it was like any other morning,
Okay.
and I just
Nobody noticed anything.
And how confident are you that you left around 7:45 that morning?
I have a meeting first thing in the morning on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second.
Just answer the
I
questions.
can tell
Drive
you
me nuts.
because my boss typically texts me, and like if I'm waiting outside for a parking spot, it's always like around 9:05.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because it was Monday, I'm up like, and I had been sleeping late. Okay. Yeah, I had to have left on time because I was at work on time.
Okay. Now, when you say you're leaving on time, you're
Hey.
leaving right at 7:45 or before that?
Right at 7:45.
Gesticulation.
Did anything seem out of place downstairs? Did you see something that may be on a counter or a table or anything that you don't really see on a daily basis?
No. The table is typically cluttered with stuff.
What you need.
Whether it's like Valentine's Day stuff or whatever arts Maddie was doing. No, it didn't feel any different. It felt like just another day.
Okay. All right. Let's get into Maddie. Anytime when you would leave to go to school, have you ever seen Maddie getting ready in the morning for school or anything like that?
So Maddie typically wakes up when I'm about to like head out. I make my son's lunches. So I'm like downstairs by like 7:40 making lunches. And sometimes I would see Maddie get up, but then sometimes she was late. So it was really yes and no. And then I think that there were times where she may have been sleeping over her grandma's house. So like,
where would Maddie typically sleep?
In her room.
In the little partition area. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Now, have you ever seen Maddie get ready for school or anything like that?
No, I think she would get ready in her mom's room.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like if I'm downstairs, it's for that moment, and then I go back upstairs.
All right. Do you know, or have you ever talked to either Maddie or Jenn, when Maddie gets ready for school, like when she would get dressed for school, if you know or if you heard, would she just go in her closet, pick out what she's going to wear for the day, or do you know how that would work?
So, not really, because I wasn't involved with like I wasn't in Jenn's room watching her get her daughter's stuff ready to know. I know what I do know is that Maddie loved clothes and she loved looking nice, and I can imagine that she.
Well, drizzake. This is an hour and a half interview, so if you sit here and listen, you'll hear it. We're getting up into Maddie's disappearance. You gotta listen though. We're probably gonna be here for 2 hours. So funny. Let's see what's your shocking information, drizzake. Oh man, I can see some of the people that are on my channel. I can see where they're coming from. Thank you, Gail. I'll take all the people. All of your input is necessary and welcome. But yeah, you got to listen. Thank you, Flower Girl. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is, it seems really forced to me when she is talking. It's like pulling teeth. So remember, we haven't even gotten to the day that Maddie went missing up until after how they were acting. But you can tell that every time that she talks, it's like, oh, what should I say? What should I not say? And hello, welcome to the channel. They didn't talk to each other much, right? They just went in and out. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Star Z. All right. You lived in a community home and had no idea what the other roommates were doing. I agree. I agree with that. The only thing about this is that when she talked before, she was real accurate about what was going on. And now she's being very careful. Yeah, what Sherry J, it sounds like she's holding back information and trying to word it properly. All right. Shocking information. She's properly wording it. There you go. All right. Thank you.
She would pick out her own clothes. I don't see Jenn being the one picking out her clothes.
Do you think Maddie would lay out her clothes the day before to go to school?
I would see her being that type of person. Have I ever seen it? No. But Maddie liked clothes, and I say that because she would we had that in common. Like I would go downstairs and try something on for her.
Where would she normally keep her clothes?
She had I call it a bureau, but it's a drawers, it's drawers. where the TV was. And I want to say she had little drawers on the side, like little plastic ones. I
Exactly.
think she may have some stuff in Jen's closet. I don't know, but I want to say that's where she had her clothes because she had like a whole drawer set in her room, in her little partition area.
Come on,
so
lady.
When you would leave
Come
to
on.
go to work or make breakfast or make lunches downstairs, where
Let's
would
talk
Maddie
about that
typically
day.
be?
In her mom's room at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever see her sleeping in her own bed that's down there?
I mean, I've seen her a lot in that area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times that I was down there, it was throughout the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
It was, if it was into the evening, she would be like on her computer.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, no,
Come on. What do you mean no?
she had the area closed off too, so I guess I never really saw her tuck in. Like, I was always like in and out. I mean, she would be in there all the time.
All right. So I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's I'm not actually sure if it's her trying to just regulate what she says, if she's being vague on purpose, but you gotta admit, it's important to hear the first part of this interview. It just flowed, everybody. I did this, I ate this, I cooked this time, we did this, and all of a sudden it's that. Oh, not sure. Maybe. Yeah, it's a yes or a no, lady. It's a yes or a no. Come on. Like, what are you holding back from us? Where's Deception Detective? And we don't need the Deception Detective. We love him, but we can tell in this statement analysis that now she's thinking about what she's saying. She's being careful. I don't know about her not wanting to be implicated. I just don't know if she wanted to say something that was going to get her kicked out of her place, right? She did live there. So, yeah, it's a whole vibe here. It's interesting. So keep listening to this because it's changed significantly. She's afraid she's gonna get in trouble because of something she knows or maybe something she felt. And again, she went on about her business. It's not her responsibility to take care of Maddie. That's definitely agreed.
Time, but as far as like a full night's sleep, I guess I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Did they ever talk about if Maddie would sleep with Jenn?
I mean, I want to say yeah. I want to say yeah,
yes,
because their alarm, whenever Maddie's alarm would go off, it would go off in her mom's room.
Mm-hmm. Do you know roughly what time her alarm would go off?
Like 7:40, like 7:35, 7:40.
Okay.
Only because I heard it, and that's around. The
well,
time
of course
that
you did.
Got it. Okay. And typically, Maddie would be in mom's room.
Whenever, yeah, like in the mornings, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever known?
Thank you.
Before I answer that, what was the relationship between Stefan and Maddie?
I always saw him because they had been in each other's and he had been in Jen's life for such a long time. I always kind of felt like that was a father figure to her. I say that, like, I say that really brokenhearted right now, but that's the way I saw it. Like, I saw him, making food and like taking out the dogs, taking out the trash, and like being
Part of the
type
couch.
of person in that, like that type of role in their lives. I think that there wasn't a moment where I felt like he could ever hurt her.
That's what everybody says. Damn.
So when Maddie's alarm clock would go off when she's getting ready for school, and you're saying she's sleeping with mom, would Stefan also be in the room?
So for the last couple months, like I didn't even know they were together because if he was there, it was for that moment.
Damn, get that back.
Like he wasn't staying overnight. Like
what?
in the last couple of months where I would hear the alarm ringing, Jenn was by herself. Mm-hmm. Jenn would sleep with Maddie because Jenn didn't like to sleep by herself.
Now it's Jenn?
But as far as when he was living.
Okay, so now it's Jenn that doesn't like to sleep by herself. I'm a little confused here because everybody blames it on Madeline. They all say that Madeline doesn't want to sleep by herself. She can't sleep by herself. Stefan comes all the way from Northport to sleep with Madeline because she can't sleep alone. She's scared, this and that. What? Yeah, I'm glad you guys caught that because Natalie is really starting to, her credibility. I like that she came on and she was a straight shooter. She sounded like it. But then when it gets to the nitty gritty details of what happened that morning, what the house dynamic was like, what Jennifer Soto did, which roommate did he record in the bathroom? That was Angelica, the one that we showed before. Angelica, if you go back a couple episodes, we show pictures of her and we have the audio. So this is Natalie. This is Stephanie Soto's best friend. And she's the one that had the son in the house. Natalie was getting recorded and they only have documentation from one time, but that one time's enough. That particular thing was also what Jenn Soto said when Madeline wanted to go visit her dad. She said to Tyler, she texted Tyler, I don't want her to get recorded under the door while she's flying over there. So had that come up. All right. Too many things. Come on, Natalie, spill it.
Living there, they made that whole area for her so that she can sleep there. I never ever thought she wasn't sleeping there while they were together because they had made that whole area for her. When these last couple months that I've noticed Maddie sleeping in Jenn's room is because she was by herself. It never occurred to me that if they were ever in the same bed together like that, because they had made this area for her. And at some point he was sleeping on the couch.
What about his room?
Did you ever see Stefan alone with Maddie?
There was only one time where I had sent a message to Jenn. I want to say I couldn't sleep. I was going to the gym. And they were playing Atari. I heard them playing Atari. And the door was partially closed. And I texted Jenn. I was like, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay with this because, I grew up in a very different household. My dad doesn't play. So that's just the way I was raised. So I sent her a message. I was like, hey, are you good with this? Are you okay with her being in his room?
So this is the room upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Those were around the time that they were broken up.
Mm-hmm. And what did Jenn say?
All right. If you're still there, that's one of the shocking bits of information, along with the fact that Jennifer Soto said it was Madeline the entire time that needed to sleep with somebody. Here's another thing. Why would she say that? Now, they do look at text messages, and I believe this text message probably came up in Jenn's records. She texts Jenn and says, hey, I'm leaving, and Madeline is in the bedroom with Stefan, and the door's only open a tiny bit. Is that okay? Maybe he was, but that doesn't make sense because Stefan paid $600 when he lived there. All right. So, yeah. And Madeline was she was a teenager before that happened. So it doesn't make any sense that they treat her like she's two sometimes. And then other times, you guys are right. It's like she's raising herself. Breaking news.
I can pull it up, but I'm pretty sure it was thank you, friend. You're good to that. Like, I can pull it up if you want me to pull it.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
But that's the
Show
only
us.
time where I questioned anything, really, because, again, the way I was raised, you know, we don't play that.
Yeah.
Have you and Jen communicated after all this happened?
Like, after
Anytime last week after Monday.
I've been heavily trying to
What?
help the family, help my best friend, and I'm not really, like, I don't know how you console somebody that just lost a kid. Like, I can't imagine how it feels. I don't ever want to know how it feels. The only thing I've spoken to her is just, you know, I'm here. Like, whatever you need, getting clothes from her house. Like, I'm here to help. That's, like, as far as the communication with her, how it's been.
Did she ever tell you what happened?
I don't. Like, I'm speaking to you coming from a place of not knowing anything. Like,
of course.
Very much affected by it because
she's coming from a place of not knowing anything or not wanting to know anything. That's probably a better way to say it. I'm coming from a place of not wanting to know anything. Thank you, Gwen. I'm glad I'm making you guys laugh because you're looking at me while the audio is going, so I have to do something. All right. Wow. Yeah. It is different. You say, no way I'd be consoling my friend if I found out she allowed this to happen to her child. Or, like somebody said earlier, just kind of, what did you call that? Pussyfooting around? Like, what is that? Good to see you, Carrie. And yeah, 100%. Like, what is going on here? Oh, blinders on. I think she didn't want to know about it. And then Jen didn't act like a broken up mother anytime we ever saw it. So I wonder if she was all broken up about it behind the scenes. What do you think? Yeah, I see red flags too.
I myself, like, have a history of abuse. So, like, I always told myself that, like, you know, I would protect myself and my son from this.
But that's it.
So, it being so close to me, it's affected me in ways that I didn't think it would.
Yes, of course.
I think if you click on it, it'll take you to, like, that moment.
No, she's not.
Did you have any other text messages between you and Jen about Maddie or Steven or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. So Sunday night, going into Monday morning, did anything stand out to you? Did you hear any noises? Did you hear anybody walking upstairs or downstairs? Or when's the first time you heard about Maddie going missing?
Stephanie
Nobody
called
saw
me,
any.
I think around 6:30 Monday, asking me if Maddie had gone home because they were looking for her and she never made it to school. The moment that call came in, I went straight downstairs and I checked the bathroom, Jen's room, and her room.
Did you see anything that looked different to you?
It was weird because it was like everything was bundled up. And I don't know if this is how she typically, like, kept this shit.
When you're talking about her, is that Maddie or Jen?
Yes, Maddie.
Okay.
Maddie's bed. It was just bundled up like if somebody was there. So when I went to grab it, thinking maybe it was a whole bunch of, like, clothes or like blankets rolled up.
Was that normal?
Maddie wasn't like always the most tidiest person. And she kept that partition pretty close to not be able to see it. Like Maddie struggled with like organization and stuff.
Of course she did.
It was weird because I was looking, like at that point I'm looking for her and I see like clothes bundled up and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, it's her. Like, but no, I wouldn't be able to say if that's her usual thing or not. But it was just, to me at that moment, weird because like she's missing and this thing is bundled up, like if she's supposed to act like she's there or something like that, like it was just really weird at that point. But I mean, for me.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon, for addressing that. I did put up Madeline Soto was not in fact pregnant, and whoever says that is at this point after is really just getting clicks and likes and Patreon money for it, because that is not in fact true, and to keep carrying on about that is pretty disgusting to me. So I mean, I saw Nancy Grace's issue the other day, or episode, that said, why did the cops bring up that she was pregnant? But then I watched the episode and it really wasn't about that. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. And yeah, I just want to say that the autopsy has been performed. However, no response as to her. Well, we did talk about the response, and it's not for us to have, it's for the parents to have. So we did announce that she is not, in fact, pregnant. So thank you for all those people that are supporting and understanding that when a family comes out and says that, or somebody close to the family, just because it hasn't been announced yet and you haven't seen it blasted on YouTube, doesn't mean that we should keep riding the train on that. All right. Many of us as mothers and fathers, we know Jennifer Soto didn't cry for Madeline, didn't respect her, only cared for herself and Stefan. Trying to get him a lawyer. That's another thing. This is one of the hardest cases for many of us. Thank you, Graciela Gonzalez, for the $10 super chat. Absolutely. They did announce that. They said that it was strangulation. Absolutely. Bits and pieces have been leaked out, but nothing official because Madeline was in fact a minor. All right. Yeah, I believe that too. I don't think she was crying about Madeline. I think she was crying for herself. Rumors are bad and hurtful, especially when you put them to rest and you say, hey, a little girl's life was taken here, and, just chill out. The family wants some respect for her. You got to give that. So my chat is moving. It is. So prayers for Madeline Soto and prayers for all of the families and victims involved. I really have to say prayers to Tyler and Tatiana that seem to be taking it really hard from what I hear. So please do hit the like button on your way in or way out, and then share this so we can get the truth out there instead of the alternative. And thank you, Carrie. I'm glad that everything is good on your end. I hope the storm passed you right past Cape Coral and nothing got, affected. I know the lawyer, did get affected. His roof got damaged and he got a leak in his house and a ton of water. So thank you. Prayers to you and all the people around. We appreciate it. All right, let's keep going.
Me to sit back and think if she ever kept, like, sometimes she didn't do her bed. She always had pillows like all over her bed. Should have paid more attention.
When you left,
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of car Steven drives, Stefan?
So I end up finding out he's driving this.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if it's Lincoln or whatever. But from when I've known him to the last time that I thought I saw him before this whole thing, it was a brown Honda Civic 4-door, and it had like a bump on the front.
Okay. When you left, do you know what Jennifer drives?
Yes.
Okay. The white Nissan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you left Monday morning, did you see those cars outside?
I don't remember if I saw her car. So typically she parks in the handicap next, like right there. But there's been a van parking there, and like, oh my god, I don't remember if I saw her car or not.
What about
Exactly.
Stephen's car?
I didn't see the Honda because apparently he wasn't in the Honda.
Do you remember seeing the silver car, the Lincoln?
No.
All of a
I don't
sudden, she
remember
doesn't
because
remember.
I've never seen that car before, and I wouldn't like it. Wouldn't stand out to me. I don't like that car.
All right. Circling back to, so Stephen is pretty much living at this house up until, according to you, 6-8 months ago. Now, did you ever see Maddie coming and going from his room or Jen's room? I know you said the only time that you've known them to be together is when you text Jennifer about that time. Is there any other times that you would see them together?
No, it was always like they were always like the three of them. Like it wasn't. No, and I'm thinking like these last 2 years, right? Like if I ever saw Maddie was either with Jen or she had just came from like going out with her grandpa or being with.
Grandpa hadn't lived there for quite a while. I thought he moved to Puerto Rico, but apparently when Maddie went missing, they called Juan right away. Now, Lisa, you nailed it. At the very beginning, the first 30 minutes of this interview, she was a boss bitch. This lady was like, I'm the boss of this, and I got my day planner, and I got my schedule, and I know this, and here's the details of this, this, and this. And now she's like, I'm not sure, like, if I saw, like, it that morning. I'm maybe, but, yeah, this is just, I don't understand this really. It is kind of making me upset about this whole thing, and not in a way that I need to go, get mental health checkup, but it's just it's very apparent to listen to the beginning and her knowing, and then all of a sudden not. It just doesn't make sense. All right. Keeping the potato head in the box. No, the potato head it's our trigger warning potato. I do have the box though. There you go. All right, let's go. Cause yeah.
Like Aloysia and
like
if he was there, they were there together.
All right. Did you hear about the birthday party Sunday?
I ended up hearing about it, but I wasn't invited because it was like super close family only.
Okay.
But I ended up.
Did Jen go to the party?
I think she was working.
Okay.
Listen. I think she was working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jen, do you know if she takes any medication?
I believe.
What do you mean you believe?
She's depressed. I want to say it's either bipolar or ADHD or a combination. But she does take prescribed medication from her feedback to me throughout the years.
Gotcha. Has she ever tell you like how this medicine affects her?
I know that she struggled for a little bit trying to find like a good medication for her because it would affect either her appetite or her sleeping.
Oh, poor Jen, her appetite.
She struggled a little bit there. I believe she got like a really good therapist that like really understood her and got her on something that she was able to work with. Because I feel like she was doing better. Like she got this job and she was feeling really good.
Has she ever said any kind of medicine that she takes would either keep her awake or put her to sleep or anything like that?
Yeah, there was medication that would just make her feel super drowsy. Yeah. Is
that recently or in the past? Or?
It was when she was struggling a lot with it.
I'm not sure yet.
There was a night where somebody was trying to get into her car. Like it was super random. And I was again heading to the gym like at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I see it and like I'm like, oh, like I'm crazy. Like I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm like, I deterred them from actually breaking in. And I went inside and I was like, Jenn, and like,
Wake up,
she was super
Pills.
sleepy. And she had
Of
mentioned to me
course.
that there was a medication that like made her feel super sleepy.
She's
What was
zonked
this?
out.
That was like, oh my God. Stefan was still living upstairs because he had came down and he was like, I'm going to drive around just to make sure they're out. I was like, all right, bet. But Stefan was still there.
Okay. Did Maddie take any medication? Do you know?
I think she needed help, like sleeping, because there was medication that she needed
Of
in order
course.
to have like a good night's sleep. I believe, according to like the feedback that I've received throughout the years, that she does have like ADHD. So she does need something for focus. But those were the
Of
only
course.
two that I understood as far as from her feedback.
Did Maddie or Jenn ever talk to you about the medicine that Maddie takes?
Not in detail, like as far as the name of it or anything like that. I just know that she would vent if like they missed it, and then she would feel the after effects of not being able to sleep or anything like that. Like that's when we would talk about it. When it's like, oh man, like I got to get Maddie back on the regimen because if not, like she's not gonna get sleep, things like that.
Gotcha.
But it was never like details as far as like I don't know what it was or anything like that.
Did Jennifer ever talk about Maddie to you at all?
Very general motherhood stuff. Nothing like
Of course.
super like it was always very much like, oh my God, school and
Oh my God, if you guys can hit that like button every time she says like, we'd have, instead of 604 likes, we'd have 1,208 likes. This is driving me nuts. And Lynette, they have not released all the documentation yet. They do it in a way that we have no idea why they're doing it a certain way or why they're not releasing things. Some things may need to be held back for court, for hearings. Yeah, like. Please hit that like button every time she says that. And yeah, general motherhood stuff. What does that mean? All right, let's keep going. This is driving me nuts. And I know she probably had to hold back, but another thing was she wasn't invited to the birthday party only because of close family members. She had a child that was like the same age as Maddie, and she's BFFs with Stephanie. It just doesn't make sense to me. This woman is I don't know her exact age, Wyatt, but I'm imagining she's in the range of Jennifer Soto, early 40s, late 30s. Yeah, please do hit that like button every time she says like.
The kids growing up and Maddie with her struggles and ADHD, and then my son is on the spectrum, so we kind of bonded over that, like different like research stuff that like that's how we bonded, is because she's really good at that. She likes to know stuff, and I like to know people that know stuff. So
well, you don't know anything.
Like teenage like attitudes, excited for trips type, trying to think like anything super like dramatic or anything, because there was never anything about like boyfriends or anything like that. Like we still looked at the kids like babies, like kids. We would take them to the pool all the time. Like let them kind of just chill. But
did Maddie and Jenn ever argue at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they had their share of mother-daughter arguments. At least that's how I perceived it. Being that like a mom now and still a daughter, like I always perceived it as that. I never heard anything that made me think it wasn't outside of that. But yeah, they would have their arguments.
All right. Now getting to more
Nope.
difficult questions. It's
Nope.
obviously out on the news and stuff like that.
Nope.
That Stefan may have.
Redacted.
Okay.
Nope, she sure didn't.
What do you know about that? And here's where I want you to, as tough as it may be very detailed and truthful for me.
I never would have thought that. Like,
Oh, you're driving
I
me
have my own
nuts.
trust issues, right? Because of my own experiences. And you think that you have like a good power of discernment and trying to like spot this shit out. I never thought that anything would be inappropriate. Like, if I ever saw him do anything, was just be like a fatherly figure in a way to her. Is deeply upset.
All right, Joe, you guys have to admit this is very apparent. You don't have to be a deception detective to figure out that at the first part of this, and I appreciate you saying that, whoever said that earlier, the first part, she barely said that word like, and now she's struggling for words and she's all choked up. Is it because she's talking about Madeline now and choked up about what happened? She wasn't doing that the first hour, maybe the first 45 minutes, I would say. This is very interesting. She's like a cheese grater on my elbow, right? 3 more likes to get 500 and 3 more likes for her to get 1,500. Yeah, I think she does know Jen's a crappy mother, but she won't say it, of course. She doesn't want to have to go to court and testify against her or keep continuing on with that. Ugh, gross.
To think that. And like I said, I have my own reservations. I don't bring people around my son like that for my own reasons. I only trust that my friends do their due diligence with the people that bring around their kids, because obviously it affects us. But I would have never thought about like him really doing stuff with her like that.
Yeah, right.
Like,
now I don't believe you.
I don't know. Like, I never. Thinking about it, like, it just makes me feel stupid.
Maybe that's why. Maybe she feels guilty.
You can't blame yourself, though.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No, I wish I would have fucking like saw or something. I would have paid more attention or something.
At any point, did Jennifer tell you that she may have known?
Yeah, get to it.
No.
She whispered. No.
I'm very vocal, like, on the way I feel about stuff. And I'm
yes.
about our kids, man. No.
Have you ever told anybody outside of your family or Jen's family or anything like that that you may have known about?
And she may be feeling guilty.
No, I mean, I never would imagine that this would be happening. There was the text message that I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie's my best friend. So I remember calling her and just letting her know, like, hey, I sent this message to your sister. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want beef. And
I can't believe she, and you just heard that. At the end of the day, she does not want beef with the family or Stephanie. So she sent Stephanie a message saying, hey, this is what's going on. And I'm surprised Stephanie didn't step in. Thank you, Leanne Wilson. I saw how hard you put that $2 super chat. This is for the person who wanted a membership. Thank you. Hopefully that person gets a membership. I want to say, playing devil's advocate here, she could be feeling really, really guilty for maybe having that gut feeling and then going against it. We don't know. I don't want to crucify this lady, but I do know it's hard to listen to and to take in and trust her, because now it's like, yeah, she whispered no, and there's a lot of signs, but it could mean that she's feeling really guilty for not really digging a little deeper into it, because she's going to talk about the text message again that she sent to Jenn Soto and said, hey, they're in the room. Do you, what do you think? And yeah, that right there, she could really have ignored everything and feel really guilty about it.
if it creates beef or anything like that, or you never know how people are going to react when you tell them how to parent or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I gave her a heads up because I wanted her to know, and I'm always very much open with my friends. So I had that exact same text message that you saw. That's exactly what I told her. And I told her what the Jen replied.
Mm-hmm. She did.
As far as like, because that's the only time where I even questioned anything, just because of the way.
Shocking information, which actually is. It's shocking to me that she would text Stephanie and say, hey, I texted Jenn because I saw Stefan late night, early morning in the room with Maddie, and the door was almost closed just a little bit. But isn't that weird that they're in the same room and you're not there and nobody's paying attention? Thank you, Shadow. 555 prayer. And that's what time it was. 5:55 prayer for Madeline Soto. Wow. That is the fact that she texted her and nothing was done. Maybe someone did say something. But yeah, I wonder where all the likes went. Let's see if that happens again. All right. And Reese is off this week, so I don't have to go to pick her up. She's already home. That's why I'm still here. Normally I'm gone at this time because I have to pick her up. So let's keep going and see how long if I can finish this up.
That I feel about stuff. I have my own reservations. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, no, that's it.
Okay. And the reason I ask is somebody called it, as you can imagine, this is a very high profile case. Okay. There's people reaching out from all over the country, whatever it may be. But somebody called in a tip to me saying that you may have told somebody that you knew what was going on.
See?
Okay. Promise.
This guy looked at me in my face, knowing everything that he did to Maddie. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me like if he had no idea. Like, this guy is a fucking monster, and I'll never forget that.
What do you mean he looked you in the face? When?
So we were
Thank you.
trying to figure out what happened with Maddie. And like, I'm very I internalize a lot. So I'm sitting on the stairs, and I'm just like, I'm in like a daze, because like it doesn't feel real. Like it's just none of this is normal. And like I stand up, I had to wake up early the next day because I had an appointment in Osceola County. So it was Monday night. Once everything starts like Maddie's lost. And I stand up and I told Jenn, like, just let me know how I can help tomorrow once I'm done with the meeting. Like, we'll pass out flyers. Like, we'll do everything we can to try to help her find her. And this man, like he looks at me in my eyes and tells me, like,
me too.
Okay. And I'm like, look at him, and I'm like, no, like, he's like, no, like,
Yeah, now I don't know if did she say she had anxiety too? I think she did. She said everybody has anxiety. But yeah, the question was, did you tell her that something was going on, that you knew that something was going on, and she went off on a tangent about a bunch of other things? So I do feel bad that she's crying, but I don't know if it's because of her guilt or because she feels. I don't know which way she's feeling. We don't know. She does sound heartbroken. It's hard to tell, but she did deflect the question, and now she's going to kick into overdrive with the likes again.
What was his demeanor?
Like concerned, but he ended up getting like stupid high at some point throughout the night. So he was very numb. But
How do you know he was high throughout the night?
Because like the way his eyes were, like like very zoned out. He was high on something. But like
did you see him throughout the night?
He was literally there with us. Like there.
This
like,
is Monday night, or what night is
Monday
this?
night.
Okay.
Yes, he's there. He's like acting concerned, and like me and Angelic are like Jenn is in pieces, and like no, sir, I promise you that I'm not gonna say this, but I don't like that shit, bro. Like, oh fuck it, I'll kill him, bro. I would have killed him myself if I knew anything, dog. I promise you.
See, I do feel bad.
Did you see, other than I keep going back to Monday morning, and so when you were getting ready for your day, you didn't see or hear anybody. Do you remember what time you woke up?
At like 6:45. My son wakes up by 6:30. He's already in the shower by the time I wake up.
Have you talked to your son about this?
Very much. It's very light. My son's on the spectrum, so he takes things in very quickly, and like, not that he forgets about it, but he like compartmentalizes it, and like keeps it moving. He's well aware, but the emotion side of it is a little bit disconnected, just because that's the way he kind of is. But
what do you think, he would have went downstairs at any point before you did?
No.
Okay. What kind of sleeper is he? Is he
deep? Knocks out. Always been a good sleeper.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you wake up 6:45. You do your morning routine. Did you fix lunches and stuff like that day? Okay, and you didn't see anybody. No. So when you fix lunches, is that right before you guys walk out the door, or okay? So if you're leaving at 7:45, so no. 7:15, 7:30 fixing lunches, or
no, like 7:35 to 7:40. I'm downstairs. There's a quick sandwich. Everything else is like packaged. So I just grab everything, put it in there, go upstairs, get them out the door by 7:45.
Okay.
So it's all within 10 minutes, pretty much.
Okay. And you didn't see Steven or Maddie at that point. Could you hear if any tussling around, if Maddie was getting ready for school, or if Steven was getting ready to take Maddie to school or anything like that? Would you have heard it?
I mean, I was like, every time I saw Maddie, I would address her. I would say, "Good morning, babe. Good. How you doing? Like, you okay?" Like, if I would have seen Maddie, I would have addressed her. So yes, 100%.
Okay, so the times that you've heard Maddie maybe waking up or anything like that, is it noisy?
When the only reason like I see is because I see her coming out.
So, but Monday morning, dead silence, or
I didn't see her at all.
okay, dogs barking, cat meowing, anything?
No, at that time, Sailor is not barking. The cat is still typically in Jen's room.
Mm-hmm.
He was. And thank you guys for hanging in here and being here. There's 616 people in chat. You guys are amazing. We got about 15 minutes left. I think this interview is very important for many reasons, but this is every person that's interviewed, one or two or three things come out, and you're like side eyeing. And I shouldn't have said the word like. You're side eyeing the case. So she said a few things that are like, whoa, really? Yvette, thank you for gifting the One Guilty of Crime membership. I appreciate that. But hearing this interview from the beginning to the end, even though I was going to break it up in two parts, is very important because it changes significantly. Thank you guys again for being here. Yeah, gut feelings went right out the door in this case.
Do you think Maddie was home when you left?
There had been days where like she had slept over her grandma's house, but to be honest with you, I didn't think she was home.
Hmm. Have you ever known Maddie to say, "Hey, I want to go to school early"?
Hell no.
Mm-mm.
No. Have you ever known Maddie to like fast food at all?
Fast food? Starbucks. Like if we ever went to McDonald's, we get some nuggets, McFlurries. I mean, it wouldn't be something like she would take. Like I have never seen her not be okay with fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Like it.
Yeah. Just like any other kid.
Right, right. Like it. Was it constant? No. I think that because we were always like downstairs cooking and stuff. I would think that Jenn was cooking for her and stuff. But I mean, I think if she consumed fast food, it was fairly normal. It wasn't like out of the ordinary.
Have you ever heard Jenn tell Maddie or anything like that she wanted Maddie to go sleep somewhere else so Jenn could get a good night's sleep?
No. If Maddie was sleeping somewhere else, it's because either Jenn had to work late or she was just sleeping over grandma's house. But
That's not what Jenn said.
No.
Have you ever known Maddie to sleep with Jenn and Stefan in the same bed?
I've never known about that.
Yes.
I have had so many thoughts in my head since everything happened.
Okay, y'all, that we know is not true because it was very open that Maddie was sleeping in the bedroom like for years. And I didn't really say that word. It's in my head. For years was Stefan and Jenn. Madeline was in the room in the middle, and maybe she wouldn't know she was in the middle, but it was very open around that house. So this right here doesn't seem to jive with anything. And the other roommate said she would leave her door cracked because they would all three sleep in the room. And this was from 2019, 2020, and we're talking about 2024. That's 5 years, 5.5 years. So that's a lie. That's a lie. Absolutely. That's not true. There's no way you're going to convince me that her being there for however long didn't know that or see it.
Happened. I don't want to confuse what I felt before with what I feel now. But no, in my head, the way this went was that somebody was sleeping on the couch before they opened the partition area.
No.
They opened the partition area so that Maddie can sleep there. That's
a lie.
Went in my head.
Mm-hmm.
In her head, that's how it went.
What is your gut telling you what happened?
It's very, very confusing, in the sense of because this man looked at me in my eyes with no, like acting like he didn't just do what he did. I feel very insecure. Just in general.
Yep.
The way I view people, I guess. Maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was type. I just feel really insecure about everything because it just makes me feel like anything I ever knew was not right. Like if this was really going on, like, and we didn't see anything, like, that's how I feel. I feel a lot of ill. Like, I feel like, man, were we just not paying attention? Like, I don't know.
Do you think Steven had something to do with this?
What?
Do you think Stefan had anything to do with this?
Oh my God.
Taking the equation out, what you know now.
Right.
Leading up to it.
Like, before everything went down, dude, I would have never thought that this would happen. I would have never thought that he was capable of doing anything to her.
Do you think Jennifer had anything to do with this?
No.
She whispered again. No.
No.
Why do you say that?
No.
Not like that. Like, we're not, dude. Like, we love our kids. Oh, that would break my heart.
I'm not saying she did. I'm just asking.
I know, but no, I can't see her. I can't see her being okay with this. No.
Did she say bro?
I can't see her being okay with this. I can't see her allowing this to happen.
Have you seen any of the interviews on the news that Jennifer's done?
There was a snippet.
Now she's not.
I literally came across it because it just appeared.
Did.
And I know Jenn. I know,
bro.
At least what I know of Jenn is I know when she's nervous, right? I know when she's not okay. And what I saw there was someone that, and again, it's a snippet. I haven't seen all of them. I don't know how many she did. And I think that, I mean,
I've spoken to her several times already.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're speaking, she seems a little disconnected. Is that normal?
So a lot of, and maybe this was my mistake, but a lot of if there's any type of like disconnection, I would say would be because of the medication.
Oh no, not
like
again.
If I ever felt like she was just like not like a little bit out there, I would always atone it to like the medication that she was on.
Is that quite often, or very rare, or?
I thought she was doing really well recently.
Yeah.
No, like in the most recent months, me speaking to her, she was very clear, very cohesive, like,
of course,
like communicating back, being happy in a sense, like in a better mood.
My meds.
No, I mean, and again, seeing her now, I atone that to either maybe over medicating or being severely depressed, or like it's not her normal self. But yeah, if there's ever been time in the past where I felt like we were having conversation and she was kind of out there, I thought it would be because of the medication.
Have you ever noticed any change in either Jen's demeanor or Maddie's demeanor when Stefan?
Yeah, crime. Remember, you're right. Everything was resolved around Jenn Soto's drugs, right? Get out of here.
Moved out.
I would think that it was because of them actually being broken up and her having her space and not having him upstairs, like, I do feel like it was a better mood, a better situation. Again, I saw her in like a better light, but
did she seem happier, sad, angry?
I think there was moments where she felt lonely, maybe. After being with someone for so long, I can't imagine breaking up and stuff and then having to be alone. But I would say feel lonely. But all in all, I want to say it was like a good move. Like, it was a good thing. Like,
did Jennifer ever talk to you about her and Stefan's sex life at all?
No.
Did she ever talk to you about her sex life in general at all?
I mean, I know her like sexual orientation, right? But that's as far as like we talk in regards to that. I don't honestly talk to my friends too much about that.
Makes sense.
Like super intimate, no. But we know each other's orientation and what we like.
Got it. Now, for Jen, does she like boys or girls? Both?
Both.
Okay. Any idea about Stefan? Boys, girls, both?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Did Jen ever tell you that she's sexually active still?
No. If I would assume if she was, it would have been with Stefan. But I mean, we didn't talk about anybody new or anything like that. Like, as far as I know, she was on the Lonely Island. Like, we were all.
Has she ever told you that her sex drive is gone? Anything like that?
So I think at some point she had mentioned that as far as like part of like the symptoms.
When did she mention this to you?
During the time that she was having a difficult time with her medication, trying to find something out. But it was very like it was just one of the symptoms. Like, we didn't go into it.
Of course.
Because again, we didn't really we don't go into like super sexual stuff.
Right.
Are you sure?
Is there anything that I need to know regarding this case that we haven't talked about today that you think?
No, if anything, I have questions. But
what questions do you have? Someone may not be able to answer.
No,
but
I don't. I've been so like with blinders on, and I told myself that once I moved out of that place that I could like accept new information.
Are you completely moved out? Like, all your stuff gone?
Yeah. I'm supposed to help Angelica between 1 or 2 to move out the rest of her stuff.
Because I need to talk to her again today too.
There you guys go.
And I keep.
All right, there you go. So 2 interviews for Angelica. And from what I was told, the reason they did a second interview was because they weren't able to get a written statement from her. So she only speaks Spanish and they needed a translator, and a lot of things got lost in translation. And therefore they did the interview again, period. But this does give you a good idea of what's going on here, how it went down, how that they're all moving out. They all already moved out months ago, and that the house probably is either sitting there or maybe Juan is there. But we know that we know Jen's not there and the roommates are not there. So there you go. This kind of ties everything together for you as we continue listening to the audio. And I think we have a few more until we get the next batch. So let's finish up. We got about 7 minutes left. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button on your way out if you leave, and on your way in if you just got in.
Keep calling her, and maybe because I leave messages in English and she doesn't really speak much English.
Right. She doesn't, yeah. Yes, I'm completely moved out, and I feel like I want information, but then I get scared and I don't want any information. No.
They're not going to give you information. Talk to Jenn.
I mean, whatever you need to really get justice for her. I mean, to really post whatever.
That's my job.
I wish I would. Fuck. I don't know anything.
I just want to make sure that 100%, because obviously when tips come in and mention you by name, I just want to make sure that you're being 100% honest with us. And even if you did, you're not going to get in trouble for not saying anything. It's just we need to know those type of details.
You know? No, this was the only thing that I wanted to make sure.
Did you tell anybody about that message other than
only
the
Stephanie?
Okay.
And like that was, and like I said, that was mainly just me. Like I always felt like, okay, I'll be like the double lookout, make sure the kids are good, like have extra eyes on the kids. Like this is a situation that I would have never wanted my kid to go through. Like I get how severely this can affect you in life, and like thank God that my situation was resolved. But like I never wanted our kids to be this close to this shit. And I feel like I always prided myself to be more like, to have like that third eye, like to look out for danger type shit, to like be protective of our kids. And like, it's very upsetting that anything that happened.
Probably.
Like I said, I'm really insecure right now. Like, I don't feel like everything that I've known in my life, like I'm questioning.
No. One quick question: that you say you sleep with the TV on all night.
Yes. You failed.
Whatever. How do you hear your alarm?
I keep my phone like right next to me, and then my son my son wakes me up too.
Mm. Okay. All right. Can you think of anything else? What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my cell phone number, okay? Mm-hmm. Feel free to call or text me anytime, day or night. If you can remember the slightest little detail that we did not talk about today, mm-hmm. Would you mind please calling me or text me and let me know, like, whatever that may be? Okay. We're going to, it is 12:03 p.m. We're going to conclude this interview.
Y'all, we made it through the interview. Yes. All right, y'all. This was definitely, it started off slow and we're kind of like, okay, where's this going? What's going on? What's the shocking information? But there were quite a bit of tidbits in here that you're like, okay, one thing I knew that she was lying completely was when she said that Jenn, Stefan, and Maddie did not sleep in the same bed, when Jenn told on herself about that, and everybody else saw that. Angelica saw that they all slept together. It was a known thing. And so did CM, the other roommate. But there are a lot of other things here. Now, we wouldn't have had to listen to the interview if I just told you the 3 or 4 things that she had to say. So, all right. Thank you for making it through. We almost did 2.5 hours today, and that's crazy. Pictures and videos don't lie. Now, Karen, I don't want you to feel foolish, because there's a good possibility that there was some truth to it, but that she was covering for. There's no way, unless her head was in the sand all day and all night, that she didn't know that Madeline, Jenn, and Stefan all slept in the same bed for years. That happened. So it's much different for her to say, oh yeah, I never saw her and Stefan in the same room. A little bit different. He's either lying or Wilfred ignored stuff around her. She would have had to big time ignore what Jenn already told them. So I don't buy that at all. I do not buy that. Good night, Melissa. We love you. We hope that you're doing well out there. And what's up, Sue? How you doing? Like, didn't she watch any interviews? Apparently not. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go get something to eat and chill out. Try to finish those t-shirts if I can. But I do want to get the t-shirts going by this week or next. So everybody, I love you all and have a good night. Thank you. Hit the like button on your way out. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And also share with your community. Thank you.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?